partnership deed. So if 2 or 3 persons join together to run a business, then they will make agreement among themselves on what to be done, what should not be done, right? So those things will be orally they will agree, or it could be put in the paper. But of course, if there is any disputes and the oral statement may go out of your memory, so the dispute will always stand. In order to avoid such a dispute, it's better to keep in written form. Of course, the Partnership Act won't recommend or won't mandate that you need to have the written agreement only. Anyhow, in this case, just think over 3 persons, A, B, C, 3 individual persons collectively forms a business, a partnership firm. To start and run a partnership firm, probably will assume a furniture mart. We'll now name it as Fern Mart. Okay, Furniture Mart is their business. Who are the partners? A, B, C are the partners, right? These are the 3 partners. And assume that each and every partner will have totally different capacity. Assume that C is, I'll just think over that A is capable of investing more. So he is possessing more fund with him. And B, he is having the famous in the local market. So he can guide the people to purchase our product, and he can guide us to where from we purchase the raw material at the cheapest rate. So he has a contact power, right? And C, okay, in the case of C, he is having no income, no salary, probably no capital, no social contacts, but he says, I'm a hard worker, I will take care of this entire business day long. So he is physically contributing, physical support, right? These 3 partners, who are the 3 partners here? Partner A, partner B, partner C, all the 3 partners will be capable in totally different avenues. The first partner A is capable of investing more fund, the second partner has the wider contact in the society, then third partner, of course, he has physical support for the business and he is capable of working day long for the carrying over the business. These 3 partners contribute for the Fun Mart. So what is the objectives of Fun Mart? So where can we have the business? This business could be planned at Chennai or in Chennai. What is the intention of running the business? The intention of running the business is buying and selling of furnitures, right? Clear? And the Fun Mart was run and a profit is made. As once the profit is made, what happens then? Each and every partners in it will demand as per their own contribution. If they don't have any demand, no problem, but definitely the support given by these 3 partners to the firm will be compensated. Here A means A supports the Fun Mart by financing more. So what he could expect, the other partners will tell him, what happens if you don't invest the money here with the money what you have? I could have invested in the bank, I could invest the money in the bank, means I may get the interest, okay, take the interest out of the profit. From this profit, first we will offer to A interest on capital, okay, or interest on capital will be given to all the 3 partners as per their own contributions by way of capital. If A contributes more capital, of course he gets more interest, and C contributes nothing, so he gets very lesser and nothing at all. And B gives the contact support. He has wider contact in the society. As he has a contact, definitely he should be compensated because of his contact and referrals. The business is manifold. As the business is growing faster because of his own contact, we have to offer him something. What can we offer for the referrals he is giving to us? Very simple. So the referrals, if you just ask him, if you don't refer us, what will you do with that contact? So I could have referred that person, he will give the commission, right? Very simple. So now this partner B is eligible for getting the commission. So out of the profit, a share is given to B, commission. Clear? So as per the each and every partner's support to the firm, these partners will be eligible for some sort of revenue. If we don't plan that ahead or before starting the business, then there will be trouble at the time of sharing the profits. So ahead we have to plan what to be contributed by the partners and what should be reciprocal support given to the partners here. And C, physical contribution. It will taking care of the business day long. If I ask you a question, what happens if you don't work here? What will be your answer? I could have worked somewhere being an employee. Okay, if you are working there as an employee, what will you be your benefit? Salary. Okay, get that salary here. So out of the revenue what we have generated, now C is offered with this salary here. I am giving the salary to C. I hope so you could now understand our total profit. As for the contribution done or given by these three individual persons to the firm, being the partner status is eligible for interest, commission, salary. Okay, whatever the amount left over, so balance is nothing but ultimate balance is nothing but named as profit and loss. Okay, see these three partners contributing the firm financially, referral wise and physically. Apart from that, whatever goes wrong there, I am here to shoulder, don't bother. That support is given by these three partners. It means if the worst scenario there is no profit, what can we do? No problem, we'll share out of our own money, we'll adjust that. Okay, because of that shoulder risk taking ability, these three partners are eligible. If there is any revenue extra profit will be shared among the three by way of profit and loss. So 4 supports given by the partners: financial support, referral support and physical support. Apart from that, all the 3 partners put together, they are supporting. In the case of loss, don't bother, I will share that loss, do the business. So that confidence only gives that motivational speech only gives us to run the show. So as we are running, then the boost up words should be compensated, right? So that will be profit and loss. These things will be, if we don't plan ahead, then there will be definitely dispute among the partners while sharing the profits. So it's better plan ahead. I could still remember when I started handling the classes for the partnership and others for the professional level, some of my friends coming to me to start the business, and they will ask me, we run the business for 2 years, okay, we got the, slowly we are getting the profits, now. That one of my friends who was a partner with my business demanding more profit, what can we do? Another one says that he demands more salary. Of course, I tell him, you could have planned ahead, because of your too much of excitement you started the business. But when the day comes for the sharing the profit, then the dispute comes here. Profit, no problem, we can share. When the loss comes, then there will be lots of hesitation and misunderstanding among the partners will there, and automatically the business will be collapsed. So most of the times the partnership business gets collapsed in short duration only because of there is no proper written agreement ahead of starting the business. Clear? So these are the things. Now I am going to put the part in a written document style. So what is that? So first, firm. I am going to deal with the firm's name, address and then objective. Firm's name, address and objective is the first step. I hope you could understand. So we have to name that first of all, and where are we going to start and what is the objective. So running the business of buying and selling of furniture. Second part, who are the partners and their name and address. So who are the partners here? A, B, C are the partners, and what's their address should also be given in the deed, written form, right? And how they can support, they can contribute capital, how much A, B, C contributes, and when can we start the business. If ultimate balance comes after distributing these things, how can we share? So that profit sharing ratio will also be agreed among themselves. And then physical partner will be compensated salary. How can we compensate? The salary is also written properly in the deed. And the referral, the partner who gives more referrals, right, should be compensated because of his own contribution to the firm by way of giving them commission. And of course, as these 3 partners could have invested differently, some partner could have invested more, he will say, rather than investing more in this business, I could have invested somewhere in the banks and some other places, I could have generated huge revenue, right? Okay, so I will now tell him, don't invest somewhere, you invest here, you will be getting the interest. So such a way we will now confirm that interest on capital to and suddenly now and then ABC, these three partners are in need of fund. They will say, sir, I've invested full money in this business. I don't have any other jobs. I'm in need of extra fund for my family today. Okay, you can take this money. As you are invested, you are demanding the interest. If you are taking the money outside from the business for your personal requirement, you have to deposit some interest to the firm, which is called interest on drawings. As well as you may give the loan also. Partners may give the loan or partnership may give the loan. So that will also be comes here. For that also interest will be compensated. Apart from that, each and every partner will have their own rights, duties and liabilities. So what are the rights of these three partners? A, B, C. So right of these three partners, they have the right to get the profit. What happens, my share of profit? They have the rights to ask for their own profit share. What's the duty? They have to take care of the business, because that's their business. It should be carried on by all or any one of them acting for all, right? So it's their duties. Also liability, of course, whatever the mistake done by A causes a big loss to the firm should be borne by B and C too. So that's what about the liability. So how it is going to be mutually accepted and agreed to be shared is also available in the partnership deed, right? And to finalize the accounts and other things, year end, who is going to be taking care of that? So we can recruit an auditor and give him remuneration, what sort of remuneration we are giving them. All these things will also be available in the deed. And if there is any disputes among the three partners, how these disputes will be settled will also be available in the deed, settlement of the disputes. And some other things, maybe we need to have the strict rules for the admission, retirement and death. A, B, C, and where C says I could not continue my business because of my health issue. If C says I want to go out of the business, then automatically the business will be collapsed. What we can do, we should not allow the business to be collapsed if C goes out of the business. So ahead, before the starting the business itself, we have to be very cautious and careful. If any one of the partners because of inability goes out, we should continue the business. How? What models we need to have for continuing the business in the case of death. In the case of we need to admit a new partner, and what are the things we have to carry over. So all the things will be strictly defined under a certain rules will also be available. And apart from that, the other content which is necessary for the proper functioning of the partnership firm will also be available in the deed. I hope so you can understand all these cases. So these are the 12 points, not only 12 points, etc. So we have other things also. For example, bank. We can open the bank account. Who is going to be the managing director, managing partner to authorize the signature? All these things will come here. Now, so it happened in the day also. Some of my friends started their own partnership firm. 1 year later, there's a very, very lesser profit. All the partners wanted to share it equally, though it's very lesser. One of the partners who is taking care of the entire running show, entire business, day long, he sits there only since the morning to night. And he demands, I am sitting the day long, so I need to be given the salary first. But if I give the salary to that partner and there is no profit at all, there is no probably loss also, then he demands and they come to me. So Sridhar, tell me what we can do. So very simple, as per the act, okay, deed, okay. If deed is silent, okay. Silent means if this information is not available in the deed, automatically you have to depend on the act. You have to depend on the act. Which act? Partnership Act. Okay. So these three contributors, A, B, C. One fellow demands interest on capital. I contributed more, so I need to be given interest on capital. Okay. Can we give? If there is no such agreement to give the interest on capital before you starting the business, of course, nothing will be given. Nothing will be given. And second, sometimes now and then B contributes more by way of referrals. Will he be available to get the commission? No. So commission as well as and salary. If there is no deed properly mentioned for this, if the deed is silent with respect to this clause, of course nothing will be given. Nothing will be given. Third, interest on drawings. If one of the partners draws for his own personal purpose and other partners demanding, you have to deposit. Is it possible? As there is no interest on capital is eligible, similarly interest on drawings is also not eligible. So interest on drawings is also not applicable if the deed is silent. Means you have to be double cautious to give the importance for these clauses before you start your business and make it as a written deed, written document. Only then it will be worthy, then otherwise it will be a problem. Then interest on profit and loss ratio, then interest on loan. I will finish up this one first of all. Interest on loan and advances. If the partners doesn't give the capital or emergency, there's an emergency for the firm and the firm demands the money, one of the partners is capable of lending the money by the time he lends that, not by way of capital. It should be returned back to him as quick as possible. Here it should be returned to him as quick as possible. Okay, what happens in this case? Interest on loan. If interest on loan statement of that clause is silent, the deed, yet he is eligible for the interest on capital at the rate of 6% per annum. This is allowed. And the fifth part is P&L ratio is silent. If there is no proper sharing ratio among the three partners, and A says, I worked for means I worked very hard, I contributed fund a lot, need to get more profit. Will it be possible to give him more profit? Definitely not. So if there is no deed, if the deed is silent, if the P&L ratio is not given in the deed, and all the partners are equally eligible, equal share will be given. So these are the 5 points you have to keep in your mind if the deed is silent. One more point I am going to discuss here is interest on capital. So instead of this, interest on capital is given. Interest on capital is given in the deed, right? So interest on capital is given in the deed, but what happened? The interest on capital for the three partners allowed in the deed, but it comes around say 50,000. The interest on capital for all the three partners put together as per their own capital, it is 50,000. But the profit is only 30,000. The profit is only 30,000. 80,000, no problem. You can give entire 50 to the three partners as per their own requirement, and balance 30 will be shared. But if the profit is itself 30,000, what can we do? Whenever the profit is insufficient even to give the interest on capital, the available profit should be given as interest on capital, not beyond that. It means this value will be given to the three partners as per their own interest on capital ratio or simply capital ratio. You cannot give beyond that as interest on capital. You cannot show that as a negative. So these are the 5 points you have to keep in your mind for working illustrations with respect to the partnership chapter. Interest on capital, if the deed is silent, nothing will be given. Commission or salary, if there is no deed regarding that, nothing will be given. Interest on drawings, nothing will be given. Interest on loan, of course, the deed may be silent, yet is eligible for 6% per annum, and P&L ratios, if not given, then equally should be distributed. One more thing I am going to consider here is interest on capital is given in the deed, but the profit is not sufficient enough to pay off that. Then what we can do? Available profit should be distributed to these three in their own capital ratio, not P&L ratio. In their own capital ratio, or their interest on capital is restricted to this extent only. Clear? Copy this.